Hey folks, Dude here, coming at you on of all things Friday, January 8th, and well, my Tigger cup is dry. I think that makes us shift to a different form of libation. That's right, we're gonna have to shift off to a different form of libation. It's before noon. I probably could do a shot. As a matter of fact, my cup here has got measurements on board, so I think we're safe in this regard. So let's do such and let's knock back a shot to old Jack and toast some of our friends. To have some companions. May you have better times in the place that you've gone to where you came from. Cheers. Mm. Good shiznit, man. I definitely adore me some Jack Black. Mm. Anyway, so late depth and breadth of where could we go to from here on today's Friday iteration of the Fun Fest on the 80s Podcast Channel? Well, a few things have shaken out. Number one, we have confirmed and we know for sure Obama still does not know which end of the tube the round comes out, to quote G. Gordon Liddy. Case in point, he said pretty much it was, a five-prong approach to making gun safety. Of all things, he met up with the widow of Chris Kyle, Taya Kyle, and of course he was doing that slow eye blink and kind of that whole one finger thing where he wishes he was going like this, which he has done before to people. It's subliminal. He's basically, if he really, really, really wanted to do it right, he would probably go with this finger and have like another finger down to say like I'm trying to use this finger but not, it's subliminal, okay? The guy is a sociopath. Anybody that's actually ever read up about sociopaths, there is some ways in which they do things. And I'm going to put a link in the video description. You guys can look this thing up at your leisure, but I very shortly describe it as understanding liberals or understanding sociopaths or understanding these control freak dickheads that try to get in power. Well, he's in power. Is he actually fixing anything with all these stupid ways and trying to, screw everybody over and try to switch things up and close the gun show loophole? Okay, well, there is no gun show loophole. If you are doing a private transfer from person to person, it requires about as much regulation as you taking a car and selling it to somebody on Craigslist. Well, with firearms, you're going to do about the same thing as what you're going to do with a car. You're going to have a bill of sale. If you're smart, and I have done this before, if you sell a firearm to another person as a private individual, in my state, you got to do background checks now, but trust me, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to go to another state to sell my stuff. Literally, the smart people, what you do is you have a piece of paper and you just write down, okay, Bob so-and-so just bought my firearm. He bought it at this place. He bought it at this time. The weapon description is blah, blah, blah. His driver's license number with correct and, of course, current stated address. His driver's license number is blah, blah, blah. His home address is blah, blah, blah. If you want to take it to the nth degree, you say, dude, let me get your social. And you put his social number on there. These are all things that you're doing to play CYA and cover your ass. But the dirty little secret is he's going on about, oh, well, the gun show loophole. You can just basically this, that, and the other thing in gun shows, and there's going to be no restrictions, this, that, and the other thing. Okay, I know a number of people in the industry. Anybody that transfers firearms at a gun show has an FFL or a federal firearms license. They got to do the 4473. They have to perform a NICS check or National Instant Criminal Background Check, search, whatever the heck it is. I forget the acronym at this point. They do a NICS check or a National Instant Criminal Background Check. They always perform that before they transfer a firearm from their table to dude's hot little hands. Now, the kicker is they're trying to say that there is a gun show loophole. Well, if you're talking about private sales, that's not a loophole. That's just a private sale. That doesn't have to happen at just a gun show. Also, stating it as such that if fellas could go online and buy guns over the internet with no restriction, okay, your own guy said you are full of crap and we're going to call you on it. Also, late depth and breadth, there's a lot of Hollywood liberals now going on about like, if anybody Republican gets in office, I'm leaving the country. Well, you know what, dude? Don't let the foot break off in your ass as we're booting you out the country and you're going to your new place to suck. But here's the thing. If you want to make it mean anything, Kanye West and all the rest of you assholes, go there, don't come back. Renege, rescind, and say that you are no longer an American citizen, so you can't come back, okay? Go to your next place of residency and do not live here. You want a place that really runs like crap? Move to some place that runs like crap. But don't try to institute your BS here. It's not needed, okay? And I can tell you something else that was kind of cute. There's a cartoon on Cartoon Network. I'm not going to go into the full description of it, but they had two female characters kissing. The UK censored out the kiss. The American didn't censor out the kiss, but it was on Blade magazine, whatever, on Facebook. And I went in there and was like, you know what? This stuff doesn't need to happen. You don't need to indoctrinate kids with sex in cartoons. Cartoons are supposed to be released for the kid. So they're like, well, you're just a bigot. You're just a this, that, and the other thing. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, what did I say here that really was trying to be bigoted other than, two cartoon characters of the same sex shouldn't kiss? And they're like, well, see, Bugs Bunny used to kiss Elmer Fudd. It's like, dude, that was a joke kiss. Well, you're trying to this, that, and the other thing, and you're trying to strip the church down our throat. And they were coming up with the most extraneously obscure tangential crap to muddy the waters, and it was obvious for all to see. As a matter of fact, this one guy kept coming back at me, and I wasn't cussing at him. I was being, about as polite as I could while still calling out the guy for what it was. And he's like, well, you're bigoted, you're this, that, and the other thing. It's like, okay, dude, here's the thing. Look how many likes you're getting on your comments. Look how many likes I got on my comment, okay? You're getting zero likes on your responses to me, and people are liking my comments. Translation, you are not the majority. You don't get to insert your crap down our throats and say we have to accept it as biblical scripture when you try to take down the church and say that the church only denies things and makes things harder for children. And of course, if children go to church, it's a horrendous thing. There's there's this double-edged sword with the atheists and the homosexuals that basically say, see, if you're Christian, you can't be a good human being because you're taking these kids into church and they're being blah, 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 blah. It's the most tangential, ridiculous, sociologically just bizarre thing ever when you say, you know what? I don't like the way they did this. I think this shouldn't be done like that. You're bigoted. You're homophobic. You're this, that, and the other thing. You're a horrible person. You're stupid. You're this. Okay, let me give you a little line here. If you constantly refer to something as somebody else and what they do as stupid, and that's your only defense or your only charge, guess what, dude? You are stupid. You are entirely too stupid to figure out when something is stupid, so you call everything stupid that you disagree with. You, sir, or ma'am, are stupid. I don't want to make this video too terribly long for you guys, write it out on your Fridays and all, but sometimes some of this just minority-based, militant, just ridiculous, we are not changing from our way and form and lifestyle and you better accept it type of thing. It is so stridently ridiculous, the lengths, depths, and breadths that they try to do to shut up the competition. It is hilarious. And the other thing, too, is on Facebook, sometimes it's better just to make a statement and just let these guys just rail on. Because you'll see 50 bazillion comments, and anything that you try to answer logically or with facts or with any form of any way to just counter their absolute BS, they go absolutely whomping on the hornet's nest like you would never, ever, ever wish to have happen in your daily existence. It's one of those karmic things, okay? Do you really want to just walk into the worst part of town and just start screaming the N-word? No. Do you ever want to really just go into a police-laden bar, walk in there and say, cops suck? I mean, do you really drag this thing upon yourself? Why would you ever go on their page other than simply say, yeah, that's not right? And then follow up with writing these guys' comments as they freak out trying to defend the indefensible. It's just not worth it, okay? Also, late depth and breadth, and these guys really, it's truly hilarious the way, shape, and form they try to defend themselves and just pull everything out by the ethers and just so tangentially come on with the most ridiculous assertions of, well, you're this, you're that, you're this, that, and the other thing. It's like, I didn't say any of that. All I said simply was that that's not right and it shouldn't be done like that. Kind of funny. All right, folks, and like I usually say, eat good, keep tendering as always, always, always. You know it, you love it. Don't play with morons, because you're just going to find yourself with more morons. It's not good. Don't do that to yourselves. There's nothing worse than just simply bringing down the suck upon yourself by people who are just miserable in their existence anyway. Ooh, not good times. I'm going to see you guys later. Oh, don't forget your daily dosage of Jack. See you guys.